Hello, everyone. I hope you're all okay, especially during this season. I wanted to take a brief moment to talk about the continual spirit of service. Now, originally, when I was preparing this topic, the title was The Spirit of Christmas. But then I thought for a short moment and really felt that the title must be changed. Because my main objective is not to only encourage you during this festive period, but also throughout the year. Hence the word continual. So, in terms of the modified topic, I will start off by sharing a couple key words. And those words are service and care. As you know, every Christmas, we are encouraged to put ourselves aside and show consideration for other people. But for most people, the first question that comes to mind is, what's in it for me? I will give you something only if I receive something in return. Many people do have this type of mindset during worship and giving. But when a minister or someone else says, God will bless you tenfold if you pay your tithes and offering, only then that's when they're inspired to give. And even when it comes to charity, some people do have this similar mindset. What about me? I want more than a simple thank you. I want a gift or a donation in a similar value to what I gave in the first place. Remember, we have to put ourselves aside. I'm talking about genuine consideration. Now, I want to talk about putting care into action. Let's go to Colossians chapter 3, verse 12, where it says, "Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience." In addition, let me add verse 13. "Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you." This is one of the main examples of how the body of Christ should function, not only during the festive period, but throughout the whole year. The continual act of consideration must dwell within us and be shown year in, year out. Not only when we feel like it, it must always be shown. In Matthew chapter 25, verse 35 to 40, Jesus gives us examples of putting care into action. He said, "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was ill, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." Then the righteous will answer him, "Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you ill or in prison and go to visit you?" The king will reply, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." We must reflect the light of Jesus and analyze his character whilst he was here on earth. What he did for us It doesn't only put a smile on our faces, but tears to our eyes. That deep compassion the Lord has for us, sending his Son Jesus to save us from sin. Even for those of you who are listening and you're not yet saved, the Lord has deep compassion for you too. I encourage you to turn away from sin and turn towards him. Before I conclude this topic, I want you to place yourself on the receiving end. For any Christian listening, consider those who are unsaved. Also consider those who are less fortunate. The Lord doesn't only want us to think about them or pray for them, but do something for them. Earlier, I mentioned putting care into action. We must also put our faith into action as well. Even for those who are less fortunate, don't wait until Christmas next year to consider them. And even when Christmas comes to an end, don't turn away from them. Don't lose contact. Remember, we must harbour the continual spirit of service, the continual spirit of care. Don't waste any time. And in terms of those who are unsaved, use the opportunity to share the gospel. We must pray for God to use us in the right way. Ask him to show us how to reach those who are lost. And I appeal to all churches. Continue to be the lighthouse even after Christmas. And I do thank God for churches that display the continual spirit of care year in and year out. But for any churches that display an occasional spirit of care, I hope and pray that these churches will consistently shine the light of Christ. Continue to be the lighthouse for your communities. Make them aware of where you're located. And not only that, but to steer them towards Christ. Time is getting short. I pray for God to give you functions and other activities that will benefit your communities. Don't turn off your light when Christmas is over. Continue to be the lighthouse for years to come until Jesus returns. And as I conclude this topic, the most important thing for me was to make this topic appealing not only during the festive period, but throughout the year. So no matter what month or year you are hearing this message, this topic will be suitable. I'm sure that, like myself, you are also thankful to God for his continual and consistent act of love and direction. Every day we are in need of his love and direction. And we're thankful to God for sending his Son, even if it wasn't on the 25th of December. We're glad that he came. We're thankful for his indescribable gift to mankind. The special gift that we mustn't only be thankful for on Christmas, but all year round. We're thankful to God for his love that goes way beyond our imagination. And it reminds me of this church song. The love of God is greater far than tongue or pen can ever tell. It goes beyond the highest star and reaches to the lowest hell. The guilty pair bowed down with care. God gave his Son to win. His erring child he reconciled and pardoned from his sin. O love of God, how rich and pure, how measureless and strong, it shall forevermore endure, the saints and angels' song. That's how deep and powerful God's love is for the whole world. And whilst we are living, He is giving us the chance to get right. So no matter what date, month or year you're listening to this message, I hope it has encouraged you. Thank you for listening.